Guys, I have a personal favor. If you could keep one of my coaches in mind, I was coached by a guy named Rick Stewart. And Rick Stewart was so good at wrestling, okay, that wrestling now has what's called a technical fall. If you're a baseball fan, you could compare that to the mercy rule. A technical fall is where you get so many points ahead of your opponent, in this case 15, that the referee will stop the match. Say there's no coming back. Let's just all go home right here. Rick Stewart is one of the reasons they created the technical fall. Before they had that, Rick Stewart had won a match at the Midlands by 38 points. But he won a whole bunch of matches by 30 points, 28 points. It was one of these things. And he also had a very painful style. He's what's known as a leg rider. So he'd isolate your hips with his legs and then start turning your upper body, which the body doesn't want to bend that way. It's very much against the opponent's will. The opponent's crying out in pain and the referee's counting near fall. So Rick Stewart was so good at wrestling that he was one of the catalysts for getting a rules changed. In 1983, Rick Stewart wrestled in the NCAA finals against the legendary and late Dave Schultz. Stewart beat Dave Schultz. The following year, Dave Schultz won an Olympic gold medal. I mean, this is how good Coach Stewart was. Just a tough guy, right? If I prove my point, he's a tough guy. Well, here's why I'm asking you to keep him in your thoughts. So a couple of weeks ago, he was at home, and this must have been a gas leak. I was not told that, but his home exploded. And I only know of homes exploding from like a gas leak situation. So he's inside minding his own business. All of a sudden, he's in the yard, blown through the wall. Whole house exploded. You get it. The house exploded. So he gets up from the yard with every possible injury you could imagine that you would sustain when you jump on a grenade. And he goes back in to save his dog. Successfully. Frees the dog, gets outside, collapses in the yard. 911, the whole bit, hasn't left the hospital since. So very tough guy, a very meaningful guy, and not to mention a hero. I mean, right, in all fairness, if you're that dog, the guy, I mean, that was a pretty cool move. Cool guy did a cool move. He could use your thoughts right now, and I'm asking that you send him some.